Hello friends and hello student. My name is Ashok Sijala. In this session, we learn the structure in C language. So yes, first I share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch better my video lecture. And here Turbo C++ is there. I double click and then take some process and now this is open. So Alt F file menu, taking new file, and here our goal, write a program to print employee, yes, employee information using structure. Yes, so first question of this definition, what is a structure? Yes, I think you have to, that is a what is a structure. So like our in C language there are three main category of data type, like first is a primary, or we can say that inbuilt, or we can say that fundamental data type. So character, that integer, float, double, and void, that is a 5 sub data type in, we can say that primary or fundamental or inbuilt data type. So basic we can program handle to these these 5 data type, or we can say that primary data type. And then second programming we can done using array, pointer, and we can say that function. So that 3 data type is a derived data type. And now structure is a first statement, is a user defined data type. Structure union type def keyword and enumerate is keyword. So that is a main, is a structure and union. Type def and enum is a keyword, but you can also declare the user defined data type. So type def is a not creating new data type, but we can give the existing data type to new name. So we can also use in structure also. So structure and union is a user defined data type, and structure is a collection of different data type related data of group, or we can say that collection of different data type in kind of related data, or we can say that different data type we can use in the structure. So structure is a user defined data type. Yes. And now how the, yes, I think you have to clear. So structure is a tools to declare the different data type variable in the one class. Okay, so collection of different related data, like student we can take, so student roll number, name, to subject, mark, like we can take the mark sheet of student. So we can also use using structure employee data. So here like employee ID, name, basic salary, DHRF, all are these that we have to logical related data that we can define. So different data type of collection that known as a structure. So yes, that syntax we have to how declare. So yes, so structure struct is a keyword, that white character means that keyword, and then name of the structure. So yes, so we can, yes, structure name or oblique, or we can say that name that known as a tag name. Okay, so tag name or structure tag name, that also refer tag name. So there are two words, so structure name or tag name, that refer the tags word, so structure, and then opening brace, and then here we can say that structure variable. Yes, so that variable name like one, and also we can say that member. Yes, so member word also use, like array is a we can group of similar data type, but structure is a group of different data type, and array is a collection of similar data type, and then that value known as a element, and here structure is a different data type of variable, and that is known as a member of structure. Yes, member word use. So yes, semicolon, and hence I copy this line because that so I control insert and shift insert. So yes, so control, yes, control insert and shift insert. So that is a copy, because and then here we can say that I just deselect. So here now next member, and there is no limitation how, yes, n number of times. So here I dot and dot, and then again, and then n number of time member, or we can say that name of a variable of name, structure variable name, and semicolon and closing brace. So that is a syntax of structure. So yes, I give in multi comment line. So just for your reference, so structure is a different data type collection. Okay. So yes, we can define in two places, inside the main or outside global declaration section. So most of generally program use the global declaration section. So structure and then name is like emp, that name is emp, and opening brace, yes, and then define integer at id, and then you can get basic salary and character of name of employees, so 20 character, yes, and then closing brace and semicolon. So that is a, we can based on the syntax we can define the structure variable. Yes, so structure is a struct is a keyword, and here is a name or tag name, an opening brace, and that logical related different data type of member or variable. And how the structure variable is declared, like our array, we can like integer, float or double, so we can declare variable name. So here that structure variable, yes, so here we can say that uh, here we can, yes, here structure, or here we can as a prefix is a data type. So here we can also write that syntax data type. So yes, data type is must be here. So data type structure variable or name, or we can say that member name. Yes, that also what use member name. So data type member 1, 2. So better we can understand, because variable we can also use in structure. So I remove this, only we can say that structure variable or member structure variable, or means member 1, and I remove variable, so you cannot confuse. So here we can say the member 2, and here I also remove, not we can just, member is a perfect word for structure, uh, that member word. Okay, and then structure itself means that variable, so now you cannot confuse. So here even, so there are three places you can declare the structure variable, that is a member. And now how to access this member? So using this structure variable even, and also you can declare the static value like here, and follow the sequence of these, yes, that declaration syntax. So means that id, and then you cannot give the name here, basic salary, and then name, yes, so that closing brace and semicolon. So how the print? Yes, let us take main, and we can print the this value. So yes, I first print like our printf, and then we can say that the employee id, yes, first we can, and percentage d, because that integer data type, and even and dot operator id, yes, so I copy and paste. So here, yes, I first clear the screen, yes, so all previously output clear, and here provide the get ch, and here provide the slash n, so new line, and here also slash n. Yes, and now what to do? So here is a employee id, we have to already print basic salary, so basic salary, so that long, and d is ready, and then here change the id to basic salary, that member, and here employee name, yes, and that percentage s, or also you can put s, also print that s, yes, get s and put s function is there. So yes, first I save, so that is our first program, or we can say that simple structure is there. So or basics, so first introduction, so basic structure, but maximum we can give only yes, 7 or 8 characters, so basic structure. Yes, and compile, yes, there is no any error, let us check run. So yes, ID, name, basic salary and name. And yes, your question is there. So how we can print ID and then directly name and after the basic salary? So you cannot look like this. You here directly I give this like this. So that is taking error. Yes, let us check that error or any. Just one warning is there, and non-portable, because here is a last is our name declare, and here we can assign the, and that also we can run, so that giving the wrong value. So you can follow the declaration. If you like look like this initialization you have to done, so you can just change like here id, then name, and here again integer and basics. Now that perfect order. Just let us check now, no warning and perfectly print. So you follow the sequence of member, or that is a that a variable initialization. So then and then perfectly order you have to maintain the declaration order. Okay, in structure. So now that is a first technique. We can declare the structure variable in the before the semicolon, and that also global. And now we can also here global declaration section. So here again structure keyword and that tag name emp, and then e2 second employee data. And here you can also initialization. Yes, so here I give 2 and then name. Now we can take second member is a name, and then basic salary. So yes, now we can print so many employee. So here I not give like employee ID and but we can table format now print. So employee information that give heading, and here I slash n, and I remove this all. Just how to print, let us check. And here we can give the heading. So like here we can give the id and name, and then basic salary. Yes, already is there. So basics, and I remove this all. Yes, and then here double quote, and then mm, here slash n. Here we can after slash n. So here is not required two times, and then we can print all one. Yes, how, let us check. So here percentage e, then percentage s, and then percentage d. So e1 first id, and then e1 that name. Yes, and last is a e1 dot basic salary. So that is a first, and then I copy because second employee, so paste. So now we can just change of variable e2. Yes, so here e2. So that is a second technique. So here you can also before the semicolon, that is a best technique, first technique. And also that global, that is entire program that refer the e2, that also defined. And let us check that. Yes, first, yes, brass is remaining, so that giving error. Okay, now perfectly. Yes, let us check. So yes, two employee, but we can require the slash n. So here after the second, yes, here we can give slash n. So that taking new line. Yes, let us check. Yes, now perfectly. And we can provide one tab. Yes, so how? So here two, and here slash t. So there are five blank spaces allocation. Yes, let us check perfectly. So now that heading and value is perfectly ordered. Okay, so the employee information, that is main title. So all are employee information. Okay, now third technique. So that is a year in main, that is local. So you again give the structure emp, and then year 3 employee, and then assign the static value. I first take all static. So here I give the Lakshman, yes, and then 3000 basic salary and semicolon. So yes, I copy to this line and paste, and that is a third employee detail. So I just change the E3, employee 3 means that variable name. So let us check. Yes, no any error, and let. So there are 3 because that name is long, so that giving the some value is shifting. So yes, that perfectly work, and here we can use all 3 techniques. So that is a, and now, and we can use also type def keyword. Yes, however, so here I give new, but first take without type def. Here we can define the like global declaration also we can define. That is a best technique. So that is 3 way. Before the semicolon you can declare the structure variable, global declaration section is there. You can declare the structure variable, and then main also you can declare the structure variable, but that is a local, we can say that, not global. So that is a best second level, and that is a first, that is first choice. You can declare here is a best choice. So here we can give the E4 and we can scan the value of user. Yes, let us check. So how it's scanning. So yes, I now technique. So yes, so we can enter appropriate message like enter employee ID, yes, and then scanf function. Yes, so let us check how it's work. So %d and ampersand E4 dot ID. So scan and print. Yes, so yes, I copy, and also here I use to test, not a scanf function. Get us, yes, first get us and then put us. So E4 and then that name you have to scan. So here just change the message name, and then last time we can also copy this. So that is the employee salary is there. So that 3, yes, now be basic salary, yes, and then here give the ES, yes, and then I copy this line and paste to here, and then print. Yes, here E4, yes, E4 name, and you can also use puts, yes, printing for name of employee. Yes, let us check. So no any error, let us check. So yes, /n is required. So ID is there, like we can give 4, yes, that disturbing to name. Yes, so here all are disturbed. Yes, so that is because what is there. So yes, get s, yes, any error, no, but how give the error. So structure get as E4 name, yes, that header file we have to already include. Yes, yes, here header file, yes, here header file is required. So I directly run, but that run perfectly, no any errors. Now that giving the error. So here header file I not import, it's not giving. So sometimes that's working perfectly, but giving the error after. So I directly start our structure. Yes, now complete. Let us check. So yes, that ID is we can give 4. Yes, that get s is what is problem. So yes, directly I give 4,000. Yes, now perfectly. But name is not scanning. Yes, so what is it? So get s and E4 and name. Yes, perfectly we have to. So here, yes, name E4. Yes, what is problem? E4 is our variable structure, and then E4 dot name. So get s is not, structure is support. So yes, let us scanf, but get s is a perfectly work. Yes, let us check scanf is work or any new error. So here %s and then E4 and not ampersand, because that array name itself is an address. You have to know very well. So yes, let us, and /n is required here. Yes, I give /n. So first 3 employee static. Yes, and now fourth I give the ID. Yes, now perfectly work. So that not get s is not, yes, like 4,000. Yes, so that print. So that perfectly, yes, let us check perfectly. But here why get s is not work. Yes, I again the scanf here is there. So that get s is a perfectly work of E4, yes, and name, yes, name of employee get s. That no give any error, and then 4, yes, that not perfectly structure not support some, like float data type is not supported by structure, that giving sometime error. Okay, so that is a get s is not perfectly work with structure sometime. So yes, that is a we can one way, means scanf we can use. So, and also let us check, we can one that flush. Yes, sometimes that overflow buffer is overflow. So here I give again comment line and testing. Yes, let us check that work. So f flush So sometimes buffer is overloaded. So std in, that is problem, standard input, that is name. So yes, semicolon, yes, here is rare. Okay, no problem. So now let us check. Yes, id 4. Yes, now perfectly well. So buffer is overflow. So there is no problem. So I give like some two words. So here we can what is a name like test and Bharat. So test and Bharat means that we two words I just my go. So that perfectly work or not? Yes, that perfectly. So here we can testing. Yes, that getS is not perfectly work. We can flush function use. So f flush is a sometime buffer overflow that clean the buffer and we can scan that. So that is perfectly. So now I remove this comment line. So now perfectly. Okay. So all these things, this session, yes, that we can define the, but that is a best technique. So ultimately we can use the E4 employee, and here we can, I just show you all these techniques. So before the semicolon, you can give the variable name of structure, after global declaration, and inside the main. So there are three techniques. And yes, now I use the type def keyword. Yes, here also we can use. So type and def, type def is a keyword, and we can give the new name. Yes, that structure, like structure struct keyword emp and new emp. Now you can declare your new emp. That is not right, like here we can write structure and emp, all these things. Like here now we can declare like e and emp and like e5. So that directly like our, what is a benefit? So that is a e name is new name like integer x. So that is a benefit, like we can directly integer data type. So we can also possible in structure variable. So here we cannot write struct keyword in type def. So that is a new name of an emp as a new name of that tag name, means structure variable, means that structure name itself, not variable. Now we can define the an emp to anywhere. So here we can define, and here how we can define. So that is a first technique. So here I give the first method or technique. So first method, and how the second. But yes, here first we can use yes. So again, yes, I scan second. I mean employee 5. So I copy this all the scanning part and control insert, and here I now we can scan also. So we cannot give static value. So yes, I give the e5. Yes, now new variable e5. So that is so many, you can every variable separate member and memory allocation is there. So yes, and we can also print this line. So I paste. Yes, so that is a fifth employee we have to print. Yes, so here so many. Yes, so that is all about of structure I cover in this session. So now that is a fourth employee, and we can also check the getS. Yes, that work perfectly. Because first give the error, we can solve the error. Now fifth employee, so 5. Yes, now that perfectly works. So like Hanuman, that remaining, and then 9,000. Okay, so perfectly. So yes, here type def keyword, what is a use of type def keyword? So that is a very important. So type def keyword is a not creating new data type, but you can give the existing data type new name. Yes, that is the use. So type def is a keyword, and also possible that first technique here we can use, but how here directly here you can like type yes. So type yes and yes type and def that, and directly here you can give some name like here we can variable and like e a new name e name. Okay, now I comment line of this, and here I just run. So that is I use already we cannot give new variable. So yes, that semicolon, yes, here after you can declare, because here we cannot declare all these things at the same time, but so what to do? So here we can, because that giving there, because here we can aspect at semicolon. So yes, let us check. I give the before emp and then we can define. Yes, I removed this last time. So let us check that work perfectly. Yes, no, that not work. So here what to do? So one solution is there. We can remove all these things. That not any error. So but our variable, yes, so we can define in the that way. So here I give the new name, that is a new name of existing, that is a second technique. And now I declare our required global variable like e1 we can declare in that place. So here I e1, and then I think also we can, yes, e1 and e4, yes, e4 is remaining. So that is here. And initialization value is also a possibility. So yes, first check compile, yes, no error. So let us check. So that is a second technique I just show you. You can also declare type def struct emp, new emp, and here directly this second type. So here you can provide type def, that is same. So that line like here you can look, this is a here, and that all line cover here, and here you can give the new name of existing structure tag name. Okay. So yes, that is second technique. But here we can initialize like E1 as a static. Yes, so I initialize E1 as a static. So like in brace, yes. So and one, then name, yes, and then salary and comma. Yes, let us check that work. And E4 we can scan also. Yes, let us check. Yes, E4 we can scan. There is no any error less. So this technique is not any error. So that is a second way you can define the use of type def keyword in structure. So yes, all about structure. So I compile and run. So now that fourth employee and then salary means name first. Yes, so I Bharat, and then that salary 5,000, and then fifth employee and Hanuman, and then 9,000. You can give any just so perfectly. So yes, all about structure type def. There are two technique I give, and here we can also declare variable. But that technique you can now here only one means here and main. Here you can also define your variable. But best technique you can before the semicolon if you not use the type def keyword. So that is a not required to type def keyword. You can directly before the semicolon give the structure variable. But if you can use global declaration, so that is type def keyword is a better. Yes, so we can comparison all techniques, so many techniques, and here we can provide the static value and then scan also, dot operator use, and pointer of structure, that time arrow operator use. I not cover this point, but so pointer to structure, that time my next video I cover, but here we cannot cover. So first we can complete the structure union, and then we can take the pointer to array, pointer to function, pointer to structure, all these things, pointer to pointer. Okay. So yes, I think, and there are three places you can declare the structure. Yes, before the semicolon, global declaration section here, and here in the main local. That is a scope of main. So that is local structure variable. So yes, this write this program, that syntax and what is a structure and how many techniques you can declare, and static initialization you can follow the declaration order of, that is I also cover, and all these things basic of the structure. And here one error is taking, so here flush function clear the buffer, that is use of std in standard input. So input time character data type, and sometime that character 1D array sum means that not perfectly scanning. So that time you can use flush function. So clear the buffer that use, and that perfectly scan our value. Okay. So write this program to your C programming notes. So all about structure basic. Then after we can print the structure, student mark sheet, employee salary. Here I just only three ID name basic, but then DA, HRA, net gross salary, net salary, loan, or PF, that also we can take one by one. So yes, now I close, and also some arithmetic operation to individual structure member to member copy and entire structure we have to also copy. So next my video upcoming lecture. So yes, I now close, so you can write this all about structure variable. So yes, I close this file now. I'm waiting for your writing, and now alter F3 function key and quit alter X. So yes, subscribe my channel Ashok. Press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting and sharing my video lecture, and Hare Krishna.